Hi, everyone. Welcome to Simply Explained English, the podcast where we break down English language and grammar into easy-to-understand pieces. I am Lisa.
And I am Eric. Whether you're learning English as a second language or just brushing up on your grammar, we're here to help simplify everything for you.
Let's dive into today's topic and make English simple. What are the words today, Eric?
The first word today is to fail. Then we will continue with belong to someone and to throw away. Then under the weather. And the final one is spill the beans.
So, seems that 2 verbs, 1 phrasal verb, and 2 idioms, right, Eric?
Yes, Lisa, that's right. Let's start with the first word. The first word today is to fail.
To fail.
To fail. To fail is a verb that means to be unsuccessful for a goal or pass a test. For example, I studied hard but still failed the exam. It means he was unsuccessful in the exam.
Another example could be, the company failed to meet its sales targets this year. This means this year's sales is lower than planned.
It's important to note that to fail is often followed by an infinitive verb, like in the phrase failed to do something.
Great point, Eric. Now let's see how we can use to fail in a conversation.
Hey Sarah, how did your driving test go?
Oh, I failed. I was so nervous that I forgot to check my mirrors before changing lanes.
Don't worry, failing is a part of learning. Just keep practicing and you'll pass next time.
That's a great example of how to use to fail in a real-life situation.
Yes, Lisa. All right, listeners, today we have a quiz. It's time for our interactive quiz. Lisa, are you ready?
Absolutely, bring it on.
Okay, here's the scenario. Your friend just found out they weren't accepted to her dream university. What would you say to her using the word fail?
I might say, I know it feels like you've failed. But it happens sometimes to many people. Keep studying, and you'll find success somewhere else.
That's a great response. Now let's try another one. Imagine you're a teacher, and one of your students failed a test. How would you encourage them?
I would say something like, failing this exam doesn't mean you didn't study at all. It is an opportunity to find your mistakes and do better next time. Let's work together to help you succeed.
Wonderful advice, Lisa.
Thank you, Eric. Whenever you fail at anything, you can find your mistakes and problems, and then you can improve them to be successful the next time.
I completely agree with you, Lisa.
Okay, Eric, let's have a look at our next word.
The next word is to belong to someone.
To belong to someone.
To belong to someone.
Belong to someone is a phrase we use to express that something is owned by someone else. It shows possession.
That's right, Lisa. It's important to note that belong must always be followed by to when discussing who owns something. For example, if I found a watch, I might ask, does this watch belong to someone here? Another example could be, that coat on the chair belongs to someone in our group, but I'm not sure who.
Thank you for pointing out the usage of to after belong and for the examples. Now let's use it in an example dialogue. Imagine Anna, a customer, and Jake, a waiter, in a cafe.
Excuse me, I found this phone on my table. I think it belongs to someone who was sitting here before me.
Thank you for letting me know. I'll ask around to see if anyone is missing a phone.
Great, it looks expensive. I wouldn't want someone to lose it if it belongs to them.
Definitely. I appreciate your help. I'll make sure it gets back to its owner.
That dialogue was perfect for showing how belong to someone can be used, Lisa. Anna was really responsible with the phone she found.
Yes, take care of things that belong to other people. It's a sign of good behavior. Eric, have you ever found something that didn't belong to you?
I have, actually. Once I found a backpack in the park. I checked with people around me until I found the owner. Finding and giving things that belong to other people makes you feel good.
Absolutely. And it's also a good way for everyone to try to return found things to their owners.
Agreed, Lisa. And it's simple to use it. Just remember the structure. The item plus belongs to someone. It's very easy.
That's a great summary, Eric. Thanks for explaining this phrase to our listeners. Let's move on to our next word. What's the next word, Eric?
The next word is to throw away.
To throw away.
To throw away.
To throw away is a phrasal verb that means to dispose of something, usually because it's needed or wanted anymore. For example, I'm going to throw away these old magazines.
That's a good example, Lisa. Here's another one. Don't throw away that shirt. You can donate it to charity.
Nice example, Eric. It's important to note that throw away is a separable phrasal verb, which means you can put an object between throw and away. For instance, you can say, I'm going to throw these old magazines away.
Thanks for pointing that out, Lisa. Now let's see how we can use to throw away in a conversation.
Hey, Sarah, what are you doing?
I'm cleaning my closet and throwing away some old clothes.
Really? Can I take a look? Maybe I can find something I like.
Sure, but don't throw away anything without asking me first.
Okay, I'll be careful. By the way, are you going to throw away this jacket? It looks nice.
That's a great way to use to throw away in a situation. Eric, do you have any questions about the phrasal verb or the dialogue?
Yes, I do. In the dialogue, Sarah says, "Don't throw away anything without asking me first." Can you explain why she uses anything instead of something?
Good question. In this case, anything is used because Sarah means all the items in the closet. Something would be used if she means a specific item.
That makes sense. Another question. I'm curious about the difference between throw away and throw out. Can you explain?
Throw away and throw out are similar and can often be used instead of each other. Throw out is more commonly used in British English, while throw away is more common in American English.
That's interesting. It's always good to know the differences between British and American English.
I agree, Eric. I hope our listeners find this explanation of to throw away helpful and can start using it in their own conversations.
Definitely. Remember, everyone, to throw away means to dispose of something you no longer need or want.
Okay, Eric, let's proceed to the next word.
The next word is under the weather.
Under the weather.
Under the weather. Under the weather is an idiom that means feeling slightly ill or not feeling well. It's usually used for non-serious illnesses, like a cold or a headache. For example, I'm under the weather today, so I might stay home and rest.
Another good example is, Sarah won't be coming to the party. She's feeling a bit under the weather.
Good example, Lisa.
How about we listen to a sample dialogue where under the weather is used, Eric?
Great idea. In this scenario, Tom and Mary are co-workers talking at the office.
You don't look very happy today, Mary. What's wrong?
I'm feeling under the weather. I think I caught a cold over the weekend.
Oh, that's too bad. Maybe you should go home and rest.
I might do that. Being under the weather makes it hard to focus on work.
Definitely. Take care of yourself, Mary.
That was a good use of under the weather, showing that it's a polite way to tell someone you're not feeling well. Eric, have you ever used this expression?
I have, Lisa. Last month I felt under the weather for a couple of days. It was just a cold, but I stayed home to rest and recover. How about you, Lisa?
Yes, a while back I used it when I had a sore throat. Telling people you're under the weather is a gentle way of saying that you're sick without going into details.
It's definitely a useful phrase for our listeners to know, especially when they need to explain that they're not feeling well in a simple way.
Exactly. And remember, everyone being under the weather is usually temporary, so it's often just about taking a short break to get better. Okay, Eric, we have reached our last word today.
Yes, Lisa. The last word today is spill the beans.
Spill the beans.
Spill the beans. This is a fun phrase we use in English when someone tells a secret they shouldn't tell. It's like accidentally saying that it should be hidden. For example, I was trying to keep the surprise party a secret, but my brother spilled the beans to my mom.
And I'll add another example. Sarah spilled the beans about the new project and now no one is excited.
Those were great examples, Lisa. Now, let's move into our example dialogue. Today, we have Tom and Jenny. Tom accidentally spills the beans to Jenny about a surprise party.
Hey, Jenny, are you excited about the weekend?
Yes, but I don't have any plans. Why?
Oh, I thought you knew there's supposed to be Never mind, I shouldn't say anything.
Oh, come on, Tom. You can't just leave me wondering. What were you about to say?
Well, I kind of already started, so I might as well spill the beans. There's a surprise party for you on Saturday.
Tom, you totally spilled the beans. Now it won't be a surprise.
I'm really sorry, Jenny. I didn't mean to ruin the surprise.
That dialogue really shows how spill the beans can be used, doesn't it, Eric?
It sure does, Lisa. Tom didn't mean to tell the secret, but he said it anyway. That's exactly how you use spill the beans.
It's interesting how we use that phrase, isn't it? Spilling beans would make a mess, and telling a secret can make a mess of things too.
Exactly, Lisa. Do you think it's easy to keep a secret, or do you sometimes accidentally spill the beans?
Oh, I try my best to keep secrets, but sometimes it's tough, especially if it's good news. What about you, Eric?
I'm the same. I think when it's happy news, it's harder to keep it a secret because you want to share the joy.
Yes, Eric. To keep happy news secret is not very easy.
Well, that's all for Spill the Beans. I hope our listeners found this helpful and fun. Remember, if you want to keep a secret, don't spill the beans.
Okay, listeners, that's all for today's episode of Simply Explained English. We hope you found our explanations helpful and easy to understand.
Remember, practicing and studying these words can make a big difference in your English. Don't hesitate to replay this episode if you need a refresher.
Be sure to like and subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode. We love helping you improve your English, one word at a time.
And if you have any questions or words you want us to explain, drop us a comment. We're here to help.
Until next time, keep practicing and stay curious. Thanks for listening to Simply Explained English.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.